Welcome to another episode of Life After Corporate, my friends. Deb Boulanger here with a solo episode for our end of the year edition in 2024. I really want to break out into song, and if I could sing and not be flat, it would be amazing, but I can't. But in my heart, I'm singing, Yes, We Need a Little Christmas right this very minute, candles in the window, carols at the spinet, because it's been a year and the pace of change is only going to increase for 2025. And I want us all to have a really fun ride next year. And so today I'm going to share with you some of the lessons learned in 2024 from my perspective and what I see happening for 2025 and how you can best navigate the next 12 months to your optimal success. I really want to see you succeed. I want to see you thrive. I want everyone to have fun because life is too hard. And we all know entrepreneurship is a long game. And we didn't get into this work just for the drudgery or just for the impact. We got into it because we wanted to have fun doing it. We wanted to live richer lives. So how can we live an even richer life in 2025, being so blessed as we are, and thrive in new ways? So for today, we're going to spend, a few minutes just taking a look back. And then I'm going to spend most of our time taking a look forward, as well as sharing some very exciting news from our end on what's new and emerging for life after corporate in this coming year and actually in this coming week. So let's dive in. So in 2024, there were about 5 or 6 specific things that I noticed, and I'm sure you noticed too. Number one was that buyer confidence began to erode, especially in selling to consumers. Skepticism was prevailing, and people who had readily invested in support in the last 3 years were suddenly holding back. Sometimes they were burned out by the inflated expectations or promises in other programs that just didn't materialize. And that resulted in sales cycles being longer. So you're spending more time nurturing the prospects that you have. And the average value of sales may have been smaller. So if you haven't yet done your rearview mirror exercise and looked back at 2024 to understand, where did the money come from? Who were your most valuable clients? What was your client lifetime value? And who are the clients that brought you the most joy? And what did you enjoy doing the most? Maybe you had a group program that really lit you up and turned you on. We've been doing standout webinars since 2020, so the last 4 years. It's a really short program that we offer, but one that's so much fun for me to deliver. And the people who participate in that program have so much fun. So that was one of the highlights of my 2024, is doing 3 sessions with standout webinars with clients. But on average, the value of your sales may have been smaller, or if you increased prices in 2024, that maybe the average value of your services actually increased. And it also matters where you are in the spectrum. If you just got started last year and you were a new coach or a new consultant, it was all upside, right? You started from zero. So you had 1,000% increase in sales or 100% increase in sales, but your sales were few and it was your honeymoon period. So congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back for those wins. I saw a lot of first-time coaches or consultants get a lot of success, especially in the consulting space. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. Some of you may have realized lower close rates. So on average, the length of time someone needs to spend with you or spend with your content has increased. You've heard me mention that 7-hour magic number. Also equates to 20 to 40 micro conversions, meaning engagement with your content, whether they attend a webinar, a live launch, they're opening your newsletter, they're downloading your free offers. Those are all micro conversions on the road to becoming a client. And what we saw last year was that process just got longer. In the B2B space, sales were slower to materialize in 2024 early on, but they really started to pick up in the second half of the year. And we saw many of our clients in the Reliable Revenue Mastermind close 6-figure deals in just 4 to 6 months in that program in the second half of this year. The corporate sector is still a little bit unpredictable, and we'll talk about some trends in corporate, given the changing landscape with Donald Trump now taking back the White House. So there's a few things that are unknown as far as financial markets and the political landscape. All we know is that we're in for a wild ride, a lot of emotional ups and downs. And the third trend that we saw was competition increasing as more and more leaders decided to leave corporate to venture out on their own. The great breakup is not dead. However, we are seeing that people who are ill prepared for this transition from corporate leader to entrepreneur actually underestimated how much time it was going to take, how much capital it was going to take to launch your business or to support yourself in the time frame that it takes to really get traction. So we also saw a good portion, my estimate is about 30 to 35% of those people became great boomerangs and started looking for jobs back in corporate. And what I'm hearing from many is those jobs are really hard to come by. Even though we have very, very low unemployment right now, it is still very difficult to find a senior leadership position. So there's more people competing for fewer spots. So it feels even harder than it did several years ago. We had the fourth trend we saw was algorithm whiplash that left many wondering what happened as LinkedIn and Instagram, I'm sure all the other platforms changed with the seasons, leaving thought leaders and experts scratching their heads, wondering what the heck happened and searching for other friendlier platforms that seemed less congested with competitors and that really get you to showcase your thought leadership. I think I've mentioned before, and if I haven't, we are looking into Substack and we're also looking into Threads, which is also owned by Instagram, but a slightly different culture, more text oriented than video and reels oriented, as a place where we can have some intelligent conversation on issues we care about. And of course, we're always a big fan of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my favorite platform to reach our audience. So we are doubling down on our activities, on increasing our footprint, our platform, our connections and followers on LinkedIn. And I'll speak a little bit more about our content strategy in just a couple of minutes. As a society, we have PTSD with all the emerging global conflicts and their leaders engaging in a game of musical chairs as the winds of change sweep the political landscape around the globe. And that leaves us in a state of uncertainty, even on an unconscious level, that shakes our foundation of safety. And so it can't be ignored that what's happening on the news is also at some level affecting your sense of safety, your sense of security, your sense of things being predictable. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that. The next trend that we saw was the pace of technology change at a rate we have never seen before, and it's sweeping us up in its wake. And according to experts like Seth Godin and Gary Vee, we will see 100 years of technology advancement in the next 10 years. And if you think about what it was like in 1925 compared to what it's like today, we are in for a wild ride, my friend. And it will feel like a tsunami of change. Advances in AI begin to multiply. So we're going to have to play with AI in some way. But I also caution you not to be overwhelmed by the pace of technology change. And if you stay connected in our circle, we have great technology advisors on our team, and we are prepared to keep you informed of what we think is really viable and to take advantage of, and what we think is just a distraction and a rabbit hole that you can go down and not really get anything productive out of. And I know I've done that, and I'm pulling back from that. I'm pulling back from using AI to create copy, and I'll share more about that in just a second. So what does this mean for you as a business owner as we head into 2025? The world of 2025 is a brand new chapter. While you may be seeing increased competition in your sector, know that many of those new competitors really won't survive the long haul because of that underestimation of the time it takes to get traction and fine tune your market position. So I want you to stay true to your convictions, hold on to your why, Be consistent in getting in front of the room and using your platform to amplify your value and the change that you bring through your work. You will need to stand behind the courage of your convictions. The odds of you existing in the world are 1 in 400 trillion. So why would you want to devalue your uniqueness in favor of creating generic, undistinguished content quickly? So what are the trade-offs? Receding into the background or standing out front as someone who is intelligent, strategic, and a relatable leader. So this new era will also bring forth a craving for human connection with AI chatbots, image generators, and content creators. We're going to face this erosion of trust, especially as content gets increasingly generic. And I'll admit, I went to Chat GPT to create some of the ideas for this episode for you today, and I scrapped them all. And I threw it all out because it was generic, it was rehashed, it was not what I know you need to hear. And more, I am stepping away from AI for content creation in favor of creating original ideas, strategies, and tools that I know you need, I know you can relate to, and that I know will move the needle of success for you and your business. So let's talk about what's happening specifically in the fields of coaching and consulting. So I've seen, and perhaps you've seen it too, a rise in demand for fractional talent. So as companies seek to flatten out that management hierarchy, there's going to be more demand for fractional leaders and advisors to groom younger talent into executive roles. So companies are reducing reliance on middle management and instead are hiring leaders in their 20s and 30s. And while this brings fresh, modern perspectives to the company and the organization, there's a need for true leadership skills. And as a fractional leader, you may indeed become the grown-up in the room, helping these green leaders drive change without burning bridges or burning out. The other trend we're seeing in the consulting space is the expansion of the advisor for hire model. So beyond C-levels or fractional executives, the advisor for hire model will open up new opportunities for specialized subject matter experts. You may be a data strategist, a sustainability consultant, maybe your specialty is in AI ethics, or you're an advisor in change management or compliance or marketing automation. These are specialists who can offer guidance on demand, and this approach will suit fast-paced innovation markets. So think of startups where deep expertise is essential for these short, intense project assignments. So the result is consulting organizations will start resembling or assembling rather plug and play talent benches of advisors, pulling them in as needed and releasing them when the project is complete. So in the consulting space, I see a lot of collaboration happening between consulting firms of different sizes who have different zones of expertise. So you may be bench strength for someone else's company, which number one gives you experience, gives you testimonials, gives you projects under your belt, and also brings in more reliable revenue than you can hunt and close on your own. So those relationships will become increasingly important in 2025, as will a specialization and a micro niche focus. So as this competition intensifies, as coaches and consultants, you'll be required to differentiate through hyper specialization and micro niching. Instead of general leadership coaches, we'll see personal branding mentors for introverted executives. Do you see how that narrows down a focus to be something very, very specific? Or business strategies for mission-driven consumer startups, right? Very specialized niche industries. Clients will increasingly seek specialized advice to solve particular challenges and skipping the one-size-fits-all solutions in favor of that laser-focused expertise. So on my side of the fence, what we see is People appreciate that I was a corporate executive leader. We share the same language, we understand frameworks, we operate in the same way, and our ability to communicate ideas is accelerated because we've had a shared experience and we have that shared language. That's why Life After Corporate specializes in women leaders who have made this transition from corporate leader to entrepreneur, and that's where we specialize. And we niche down even further to those that are launching coaching and consulting businesses. So that's where our sweet spot is. That's where our zone of expertise is. We will also thankfully see a renewed focus on mental health and physical well-being, bringing the human back into human resources. So the bravery that some of our public figures have shown, like Simone Biles, sharing their mental health challenges, has given permission to companies to cross over into employee well-being. So this is great news for well-being consultants and coaches who saw this trend emerge years earlier, but didn't have the traction that we now see coming on the horizon. So the good news is you won't be pushing that boulder up the hill any longer. You'll likely see more demand for your workshops and assessments, and that's going to lead to ongoing employee programming and employee wellness initiatives. So that's good news and a great trend, and also something that's going to be essential for executives to get feet back in on the carpet, right? So everyone wants employees to come back to work. We have younger employees who are maybe not used to the pace of corporate life or the demands of corporate life, as maybe some of us who are more seasoned and who have spent 20 or 30 years in corporate are used to. Um, and let's not forget the mental well-being of us as entrepreneurs. So in many ways, this solitary journey is not healthy mentally. So everyone needs an advisor and a trusted community of peers. This is not a time to go it alone, my friend. As 2025 approaches, it's important for you to evaluate where you are in your business and where you want to go. And how are you getting in your own way? Sometimes we can't even see our own mental mindset blocks or how we're getting in our way mentally in actually achieving the success that we crave. So having a community of trusted peers who can call you out on your shit, or having a coach who can notice and question when you're going down the rabbit hole and either avoiding asking for help or just losing faith in your ability to succeed on this journey. So, how are you getting in your own way? What questions result in you feeling overwhelmed because you can't see the answers? I hope that made sense. Sometimes we get overwhelmed because we don't have answers to specific questions, when just asking the question and asking for help would bring in welcomed insight. Let's talk a little bit now about innovation, because innovation is going to be the price of admission. This is not a year to coast in your business and let the business run itself, especially if you're in the messy middle. If you're in the messy middle and you launched your business between 3 and 10 years ago, or 3 and 5 years ago, and you feel like you've been coasting or you've been wanting to get to the next level in your business, but getting to that next level has been elusive. Trust me, I have done that for the last year. And in retrospect, while it was great to reap the rewards of the business model that I've built as we refreshed our brand, it allowed us to invest and focus on a brand redo. I know that coasting is a luxury that no one is going to be able to afford in the next year. Change is coming fast and furiously. Keep your ear to the ground. Listen deeply to what your clients and prospects are saying. Find that gap that's missing in their lives or businesses and dial in your expertise to provide new solutions. And while the pace of change is accelerating and will require you to innovate your messaging, innovate your offers more quickly, and how you show up in your channels, it's also a time to go back to basics. So innovation while going back to basics. So to simplify what you offer, how you offer it, and be sure you don't skip steps in the process because the pace of change is speeding up. The worst thing you can do is rush through bringing something to market without having tested it, done the market research, and you're 100% certain that this is exactly what the market needs. Not 100%, but maybe 80% certain that this is what the market needs. And if it's not, you want to get in and get out quickly. So it's a balance. Spend time refining your idea, but not too much time. Look at your market. What new challenges or needs are emerging for them? And what would you do to provide value to those people who are experiencing those circumstances? So test your idea with them. Get to your minimum viable offer. Everyone says minimum viable product. In the coaching consulting space, products are offers. So get to that MVO. Don't try to get it perfect. Create an opportunity to bring it to market as a soft launch. That means as a coach, you might have a small cohort of people that you're working with for a reduced price in exchange for feedback. As a consultant, you may do the same thing. Reach out to a past client or a warm connection and offer to work in collaboration in exchange for them helping you refine your approach or idea. If you're still employed, consider this as a great strategy before you break out on your own. Can you use your current employer as a test bed for your idea? It's a beautiful thing when you can get paid while you develop a new product concept or a new marketing plan. So, as I've mentioned before, client lifetime value or CLV is critical to the success and sustainability of your organization. You don't have to work with a lot of people. You can work with a small handful of people who you retain for multiple years. And the level of investment that your clients make in the work that you do together increases over time. An increase in client retention of just 5% can increase your profits by 25%. And we all know it's a lot less expensive to keep a client you have then go out and get a new one. And now is a great time to look back at where you enjoyed success in 2024 and who you enjoyed working with the most. Where is there a gap in your client value ladder? What is the cycle of an ideal client in your value universe? For example, we've been offering the Launch Lab since 2018. And that's our flagship offer that hundreds of new entrepreneurs have completed to create their in-demand offers and their unique messaging. And it's time for us to streamline that program. So this is where AI can be really helpful in helping clients get to results quicker, not by substituting the market research interview process, but by analyzing and summarizing the trend data in those interviews. And so we want to incorporate that and streamline that a little bit more in the Launch Lab process. I also noticed how many coaches and consultants had been burned out by over-consuming business coaching without any results to show for it. These now wary buyers are desperately struggling to make it on their own by throwing spaghetti at the wall until they find an offer that sticks. And that's a going out of business strategy and one that will find you searching for a full-time job in record time. And again, my friend, if you can find that ideal position back in corporate that delights you and offers you everything you want, that is a fantastic option for you. However, if you really want the impact, the freedom, the flexibility, the satisfaction that solopreneurship or entrepreneurship brings to you, then you're going to have to stick it out and you're going to have to get some form of support. So that's why we are launching the Life After Corporate community this week. Drum roll, please. It's a digital membership with a human connection. The most often compliment that I get from clients who graduate our programs is that I curate amazing rooms of talented women leaders and experts, and the Life After Corporate community will be no exception. The LAC community is where you can crowdsource solutions for your business, collaborate with like-minded founders, and exponentially increase your opportunities for referrals through other members in the room in our Give and Get section. And we'll also be hosting facilitated networking sessions so that you get the opportunity to learn from others, get to know others, and be referred by others in the LAC community. And we'll also be doing some business advisory. There'll be some offers that we have only for members of this community. And I have not been this excited about a product launch in a long time because I see the need. I see the desire for support, and I'm happy to provide it in a way that will guide you to the right resources and the right outcomes for your business. And we're going to have a shit ton of fun doing it too. So our launch party is actually tomorrow, December 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And don't worry, if you miss it, we will have another chance for you to get involved. And the link to learn more about the Life After Corporate community is in the show notes. I'd love to see you in the room for the launch party. This would be so much fun. And even if you can't make the launch party, reach out to us. We're happy to send you more information. We'll be sending out emails if you're on our email list, inviting you to join this inaugural group of members. It's here that we're going to offer access to specific training and support that won't be available for free in our larger communities. So it's also where I'll be in there weekly answering questions and offering support. On January 3rd, we're offering a vision casting and vision boarding session for new members. And I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited to do that. I haven't done a vision board in a couple years, and I just want to sit down with you, the fresh start, the blank slate, the open page to this new year, and create a powerful vision that's going to serve you for the next 12 months ahead. Our founding members price is insanely affordable at $77 a month for life. Membership fees will go up to $97 per month in January for the next 100 members. In other words, you can find the clarity, confidence, support, and community to get you to the next level in your personal and business development for under $1,000 a year. Like, that is crazy in this market. And you get guided by me, which I think is a tremendous deal. I can't wait to see you there. So in summary, my friend, let's wrap this one up. The focus of 2025 is on staying relevant through innovating your programs, products, and messaging while simplifying how you deliver your services and staying true to the basics of business success. Test before you invest in bringing new offers to the market, price based on the value you deliver, stand out through your thought leadership, and use AI to streamline back-end operations and prioritize your innovations, but not as a substitute for your own thoughts and voice. We need you. We need you now more than ever. So be a great human and be true to your mission, vision, and values. You've got this. No matter what 2025 has in store for us, you have your brilliance, your resilience, and your Life After Corporate tribe. I hope to see you on the inside, my friend. That's it for now. Till next time.